Rates are starting to come down and you're trying to decide whether to buy your first house or your first investment property using a DSCR. Are you in that quandary to where you have people that are telling you, oh no, you can't buy an investment property before you buy your first home. It doesn't work that way. And you're trying to work the numbers to see if it does make dollars and cents to buy an investment property first or your first home. So guys, this week, I'm going to talk about whether you should be buying your first home or your first investment property using a DSCR loan. So let's get into it. 3 things, guys. We're going to make it quick and very to the point this week. So 1, rates are coming down. They are. Now, the Fed will meet the week of September 16th, and there potentially could be a rate cut. What does that do for you? It helps you on both sides. Rate cuts will help you for your investment properties and also for your primary residence. If you are trying to time the market with rate cuts or interest rates, you're going to lose. It does not matter if you're going to buy your first home or your first investment property. Timing the market does not work. It boils down to this. Number 2, you need to spend time with the numbers. Words talk to you, numbers scream. And I'm using that quote from a gentleman that's on the PBD podcast named Tom. He has it on his cup. I think it's a great quote. So words are great, but when it boils down to dollars and cents, they are truly screaming at you. They're going to tell you whether you can buy that investment property or not, or buy that first home or not. The difference in these two, and I'm going to be transparent because DSCR loans are not perfect, just like any other loan. You're going to have to put down at least 20% for your DSCR loan. Your first home, you can get away with as little as 0 because there's down payment assistance programs that you can qualify for if you meet area median income. Otherwise, you're going to be putting down between 3 and 3.5%. Then the downside of putting 3 or 3.5% down is you're going to have to pay mortgage insurance, whether conventional mortgage insurance or FHA, which is which is PMI. So you need to make sure that you're running the numbers and you're working with somebody that can give you both sides of the equation and allow you to make a decision. You just need to make sure that you understand the numbers, and I've provided everything for you up front, and then you can make a decision. Ask all the questions you want. But I, as a loan officer, mortgage broker, shouldn't be the one that's actually making the decision for you. It's something you have to be able to sleep with at night, because I know I want to put my head down on the pillow at night and go to sleep. I want to make sure that you and your family made the right decision for your financial situation, and you can afford either that first home or that first investment property. Number 3, the downsides, guys, is this. Conventional loans or for your first time home. Let's re-speak this out. If you're buying your first home, you're either going to use an FHA loan or a conventional loan. Both of those require documentation out the wazoo. You need to have your bank statements. You need to have your last 2 years of tax returns. You have to have the last 60 days of pay stubs. You have to have your last 2 years of W-2s. And remember, your personal home goes on your credit score. It goes against your DTI. So you need to make sure that if you're going to be making any other purchases, your DTI stays under a certain percentage, typically under 40% on the back end, which means all of your debt plus your housing expenses, which is your PITI, gets factored into that. So if 40% of your income is going out to pay debt, I would probably say 1, you need to look at paying off other debt. 2, get another house that's a little bit less in money so it's not busting your DTI off the charts. 3, save up more money for down payment. But ultimately, that's your decision. On the other side for DSCR, DSCR is going to require 20% down, and you're gonna have anywhere between 3 to 6% in closing costs. So realistically, if you budget 30% for all-in number, you would be safe. So if you have that money put aside, that's great. Another downside of a DSCR is this. You're going to be personally guaranteeing the loan. The loan will actually be guaranteed by you since you're going to be closing in an LLC, which means, God forbid, if something happens, they'll come after you for the delinquency, the mortgage payments, or if they have to foreclose and do a short sale or something to that extent, then they will actually be coming after you. The positive side of a DSCR, paperwork is very easy. It's just basic LLC documents. The only thing that you need to get into the game is your actual credit score. Higher your credit score, the better off you are. 680 and above is going to start getting better pricing. Once you get above 720, you're getting premier pricing. DSCR loans can be closed in 2 to 3 weeks. Conventional and FHA, you can close those in 2 and 3 weeks if you can get all your paperwork together and you are responding to your loan officer very quickly. Typically, I front-end load all of my deals for DSCRs. So I will send out an email, give you a laundry list of the 5 or 6 items that I need. You'll upload them to a Google Drive. Bada bing, bada boom, we're ready to rock and roll. And we're just really waiting on the appraisal. Both sides actually have an appraisal process that takes anywhere between 3 to 7 days. Just depends on how quickly appraisals are moving. And then lastly in this section, guys, is this. Both sides of the equation have their drawbacks. Both sides of the equation have positives. Whether you are a person that puts the numbers down on a spreadsheet, you write them down, however you do that, you need to make sure that you're doing the work and putting the math in for both sides. Because ultimately, when you're buying an investment property, you're not living in it. So guess what? You always have to make sure it's rented. You always got to make sure that there's money put aside for reserves. There's got to be money put away for your property management, which will take 7 to 10% of your monthly rent. So when you have a lender telling you that they will do a DSCR ratio down to 1, run, keep going, go past that, because ultimately that's only going to cover your PITI, which is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That means you're losing money on a monthly basis. And when your property management takes money out of your rental payment, that goes down too. So last time I checked, you own a rental to have positive cash flow. But ultimately, you want to be at 1.25 or higher. That gives you 25% cushion just in case something happens. You need to be putting reserves away on a monthly basis. Now on the other side, buying your first home, the same thing. You need to make sure that you've got money put away just in case, because guess what? You have to make sure that your property stays safe and you keep it running properly. Your HVAC, your water, your plumbing, your electricity, all those things have to be taken care of. There's no one else that takes care of it for you. Hopefully when you buy the house, the seller gives you a 1-year warranty that'll at least give you some coverage. But ultimately, you're going to be responsible for all the maintenance. So in this process, and I'm doing this backwards to wrap this all up, is this. When you're looking to buy a home, whether it be an investment property or your first home, make sure you're getting an inspection done. You know what you're getting into. Is the property in good shape or is it in a crap show? Because if you know what you're getting into, it gives you better leverage to negotiate with the seller, but better yet, what are those costs going to be going down the road for any type of maintenance? Because ultimately, you are going to be the one that's going to be stuck with the bill. And you need to make sure that you're confident and you're sure that you want to get into the deal. Let's say you get an inspection and the inspection identifies some issues with the HVAC, just like what I'm dealing with on my project. HVAC can be on a low end of $7,000 all the way up to $15,000 or $20,000. So guess what? You get to negotiate it or have the seller put it in, put a brand new system in before you actually move in. Either way, You're able to cover your basis, but also make sure that all of your mechanicals are working properly. Check the roof, check your siding, check your foundation, check your flooring, check all of your appliances. These are all the things that the inspector is going to do for you. The inspector works for you, not for anybody else. Ask him or her those questions to make sure that they've checked everything for you. And then once you get that data, you plug it into your spreadsheet, you plug it into your document, whatever you're doing, compare the two, investment property or your first home, and make that decision. But do the homework. And don't let the voices out there tell you that you can't do one or the other. Numbers do not lie. They scream. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys on the other side.